Hello everyone, Tom with Capo Fetish. We are going to do a little mini-series for the next few videos about LA artists, albums, singer-songwriters, paying tribute to LA, city that I have been living in my entire life, basically, at least on the outskirts of LA and suburbia. So today on the channel, we're going to highlight singer-songwriters of LA, and we're going to present singer-songwriters from LA that released a third stellar album. Now, to release a third stellar album for anybody is really an accomplishment, right? Especially when you've released like that incredible debut album, right? It's hard to follow up with a second album, let alone a third great album. So today we're highlighting third stellar LPs from singer-songwriters from LA. I'm going to start off here with Warren Zevon's third album. A lot of you might go, no, this is his second album, but in 1970 he released an album that kind of no one really realized. And 6 years goes by, he was signed to Elektra Records, put out his amazing debut album just titled Warren Zevon, and that is an incredible debut. This second album, Excitable Boy, is just as good, in my opinion. The whole first side is just an array of brilliant tracks. First off, you got Werewolves of London, which was I believe a top 10 hit. Got a lot of airplay, still does to this day. You have throughout side one, just song after song of greatness. Johnny Strikes Up the Band, Rollin' the Headless Thompson Gunner, Excitable Boy, Werewolves of London, and Accidentally Like a Martyr. I mean, what a side right there. And then on the second side, there's incredible tracks like Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Fantastic album here from Warren Zevon. He was really on a roll those first 3 or 4 albums, and he even wrote some great stuff later before he passed. So just an incredible songwriter. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy from 1978. My favorite Tim Buckley album, Happy Sad. I love this record. Now, I'm not a huge Tim Buckley fan. I couldn't really get into his first couple of albums. I heard this album, and because it really features a lot of vibes, that really sucked me into this album. I just think it's fantastic. You got like 6 songs on here, very long tracks, produced by Jerry Yester and Zell Yanofsky from Love and Spoonful. Both of them, previous members of Love and Spoonful, producing this album. This album just has a flow and a vibe like no other. I mean, it's just one of those albums you put on the headphones, you chill out. It's just fantastic. Strange Feelin', Buzzin' Fly, Love from Room 109 at the Islander on Pacific Coast Highway. That is such a cool track. Dream Letter, Gypsy Woman, and Sing a Song for You. Just an absolute classic album here from Tim Buckley. Those vocals are incredible. I love his guitar playing. I love the production of this album. It is fantastic. The one album I really want to hear is Greetings from LA. I believe that's what it's called. That's the next one I want to check out. But right now, this is my favorite Tim Buckley album. Loved it for years. Happy Sad from 1969. Another just absolute masterpiece of an album. Tom Waits, Nighthawks at the Diner, his third album, recorded before a fake live audience in the recording studio. It sounds like he's playing in a lounge club. Not only is Tom Waits an amazing songwriter, he is a great stand-up comedian too. There's a lot of humor on this record. In incredible songs, Eggs and Sausage, a lot of the in-between song banter between songs is just hilarious. You know, like the banter before he starts Eggs and Sausage, or the banter before he starts Never Had a Wife, Better Off Without a Wife. Just an incredible experience here. I mean, Tom Waits is hysterical. Let's be honest. The voice. I mean, he really could have been a stand-up comedian. And I mean, what do you have on here? Emotional Weather Report on a Foggy Night, Eggs and Sausage, I think one of his best. Better Off Without a Wife, Nighthawk Postcards. I love Warm Beer and Cold Women. Putnam County, Spare Parts 1 and 2. Big Joe and Phantom 309. What an incredible story that is. So a double album recorded in the studio to make it seem like he's playing at a lounge club in LA. Just an absolute timeless masterpiece. My favorite, hands down, Tom Waits album, Nighthawks at the Diner, his third release for Asylum Records from 1975. Masterpiece. Another great one from 1995. Some people call this artist sadcore. I think he was just a great artist, very moody. I'm talking about Elliott Smith from 1995, his album Either Or. This is one of those just great laid-back, moody albums. Not a bad track on here at all. I'm going to turn on the flashlight because I can't read the titles here in this particular capo lighting. So Speed Trial starts it off. Fantastic. Really, really, really low voice, low-key voice, spooky sounding. Alameda, Ballad of Big Nothing, Between the Bars, Pictures of Me, No Name Number 5, all in the first half part. I love Rose Parade, Punch and Judy, Angelus, Cupid's Trick, 2:45 a.m. Another really cool track that just kind of builds up. And then it ends with Say Yes. For me, this album, along with EXO, are my favorite Elliott Smith albums. Just perfect albums all the way through. Too bad we lost him early. The guy was obviously very ill and had a lot of issues, but what an amazing artist. Elliott Smith, Either Or from 1995. Cooder, one of the greatest guitarists that no one really talks about much. Incredible slide player. I mean, he's played with everybody from the Stones to the Buena Vista Club or whatever they're called. You name it. He's played with so many different artists and has played so many different styles. This is his third album. Some of my favorite tracks on here. There's one track that I always loved. And it is called, let's turn on the light again, Crow Black Chicken. I love that track. It's just a great album all the way through. I love his first 3 or 4 albums. I love Into the Purple Valley. I love Into the Purple Valley. I love the self-titled first album, Bop Till You Drop. The guy has so many albums. He's played on so many different albums and added so many cool elements to all these different artists' albums, as long as his, world music, etc. So, Boomer's Story from Cooder, another gem. Got to throw this one in here. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes, a breakthrough album for Tom Petty in 1979. So there was some legality issues going on. I don't know the full story, but this album finally came out and he became a huge star. First 2 albums I love too. Tom Petty, self-titled, You're Gonna Get It. But this one really cemented him as a superstar and an incredible songwriter. Refugee, Here Comes My Girl. Even the Losers, one of my favorite all-time Petty songs, Shadow of a Doubt. Oh, man, I love that track. Century City, Don't Do Me Like That. I mean, the whole album is just full of hits. You Tell Me, What Are You Doing in My Life, Louisiana Rain. Just a near-perfect album. And from here on in, Tom Petty, there was no stopping Tom Petty. He became just bigger and bigger as from each album on. Hard Promises, Southern Accents, and then, of course, what's that one, that Full Moon Fever that he did solo? So yeah, another guy. Lost him too early, unfortunately, but we have the music. And I love Damn the Torpedoes from 1979. How about Michael Nesmith from the Monkees? His third album, Loose Salute. I was just playing this today. Man, I have to say this is my favorite Michael Nesmith solo album. That first track, Silver Moon, is so gorgeous. And then he does a rework of Listen to the Band, which was a single for the Monkees, which is really cool. Hello Lady ends the album. Bye Bye Bye, that's a great track. Thanks for the Ride. Mike Nesmith, really great songwriter. And when you think about some of the best Monkees songs, some of them he wrote. You know, The Girl I Knew Somewhere is a great track. On and on. So again, Michael Nesmith and the First National Band, Loose Salute from 1970, his third album. Chris Isaak. Now, this album really brings back a period of time for me. The Heart-Shaped World album, which became a huge hit based on the Wicked Game video that they played on MTV. He was cavorting in the sand with this gorgeous model. I forget what her name was shot in black and white, had this really cool kind of element to it. That's only one highlight of this amazing album. The title track, Heart-Shaped World, I'm Not Waiting. Don't Make Me Dream About You. Kings of the Highway has a really cool vibe. Blue Spanish Sky is gorgeous. Forever Young, Nothing's Changed. Yeah, I've seen this guy back in the day, maybe about 3 or 4 times. What a great performer. I remember seeing him at the Ventura Theater, and all of a sudden he leaves the stage, and all of a sudden he's out in the balcony with us where we're sitting, just playing his guitar, and it was a really, really great performance. Haven't really heard much of his recent stuff. I know he put out another album after this, San Francisco Days, which I really dug. And he did an album of covers, I think called the Baja Sessions, which I really dug as well. But this one really here stands out for me. I think it's kind of a nostalgia album for me. 1989's Heart-Shaped World by Chris Isaak. And another one here, I think one of my favorite albums of all time, I think one of the greatest singer-songwriter albums of all time. I'm talking about Randy Newman's Sail Away. Now, Randy Newman has really put out an incredible catalog of incredible songs. This one here is just absolutely flawless from beginning to end. This came out in 1972. The title track is phenomenal. Lonely at the Top. He gives us all his love. Last Night I Had a Dream. Simon Smith and the Amazing Dancing Bear. Old Man, which is really kind of sad, that track. Political Science, fantastic. Burn On, Memo to My Son, Dayton, Ohio, 1903. God, I've always loved that track for some reason. There's just something about it. You Could Leave Your Hat On, which I believe Joe Cocker covered, and then God's Song. That's Why I Love Mankind. Just an absolutely seamless album of incredible songs. No one really writes like Randy Newman. No one really has his particular wit and style. So, Randy Newman, Sail Away from 1972. If you have any more to add to the comment section, let me know. Third albums by singer-songwriters from Los Angeles, let me know. There'll be another LA video coming up very soon, and I will post it as soon as it's done. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a good day, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.